Hey, welcome back to another episode of Ace Baldwin My Story, episode 4, where we're going to be doing a full day of in the kitchen. So from what I eat, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, how I prepare it, how my menu has evolved over the years, and pretty much what my menu looks like year round and how that adjusts depending on my caloric needs. So let's do it. We're going to start with timing this. I want to see how long it takes for me to cook everything I typically eat in a day and show you that it doesn't have to take a long time, doesn't have to be complicated. Let's do it. So right now we're checking. It is officially 1:30. We're going to use a little time lapse right now with the dive bezel. We're going to keep track of how long this takes. All right, starting with breakfast. Okay, typically omelet and toast, coffee. Making my omelet, little non-stick spray. Going to be doing half cup of egg whites, wherever you want to get it from. It is up to you. Be specific. If you want specific results, you got to be willing to train and eat specifically. Trademark Ace Baldwin, copyright. Must make arrangements in writing. 1 whole egg. Every gram counts, right? Medium burner, I'd say on medium heat. Let that pan warm up a little bit. Very simple. I want to pour this in the pan a bit easy so it stays on the sprayed non-stick area. My mom showed me this. She said, waste not, want not. So we get every gram out of there. If we're putting that we had, 40 grams, we want to know that it's 40 grams, right? Since these cheese slices are pre-measured, I don't really need to weigh that out. Set that aside. Today we're going with smoked Gouda. Haven't tried it. It's incredible inside of an omelet. Go with whatever cheese you like or no cheese. A pretty good lean turkey, or if you want to do ham. So I already put everything I need into my MyFitnessPal app that tracks my calories and macronutrients. I already know that I'm supposed to get 2 ounces of this, so I'm going to measure that out. 2.2, 2 ounces. This is the part that people have a hard time with, is getting the egg just right for an omelet. So what I do is on medium heat, I put the lid on, which keeps the heat trapped underneath the lid so it convects and starts to cook a bit of the egg at the same time. So you'll see what we're looking for is for the egg start to feel a little solid around the side, so you get the spatula lift up just enough and pour some of that liquid egg underneath it. You can do that in a couple different spots. So it's just practice, trying to get it to all feel uniform, because we are going to be flipping this, all right? You'll see me rotate the egg around the pan to get a nice even coating of egg, and then I'll put the lid back on, let that cook for a little bit. While that's going, I'm getting my bread ready to go. Been on the Dave's Killer bread for a bit. Power Seed's probably my favorite. Numbers are excellent. Get a little bit of fiber in there. Having a whole lot, I like to keep these in the freezer because it'll keep it fresh a bit longer. And you can go right to freezer to the toaster and it's gonna pop up and cook the same. So we're checking on our egg now. When you can move it around and it looks like there's no liquid egg, we're ready to flip. So you'll see, gonna make sure that none of it is sticking. I'm using a non-stick Copper Chef pan here with a little bit of non-stick spray. So once you get under here and you make sure that the whole thing can move, and we're ready to do the flip with a little bit of help. There we go. Now once I flip it, I'm going to turn the heat from medium to low, and then I'm going to put my 2 ingredients in there. So it's my turkey on one side and my cheese. So you see we want the ham or turkey on one side, cheese on the other. Put the lid back on, and you're going to let that heat up from the top versus just from the bottom. So that convection is going to help melt the cheese, warm up your whatever your other ingredients are, your ham, your turkey, veggies. Gouda isn't going to melt like a lot of other cheeses, but you'll see the color change a little bit, and it certainly will get softer. Then you're pretty good to go. I'll shut off the heat there, and then it's just folding it in half. A little flip from the spatula onto her right on the plate there. Toast is ready to go. 1 piece of toast, a little bit of fire roasted salsa. I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons. right. On my toast, I'm doing some Smart Balance butter just to get a little bit more as far as the numbers go. I'm on this fig jam kick. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's really good. And I'm doing a half tablespoon of each. I definitely know what that looks like, so I can eyeball that if you're not that comfortable with eyeballing food as far as knowing how much of it you get. Measure it. You can go by weight, you can go by volume, whether it's a tablespoon or grams. So once that's on there. Okay. There's breakfast, all right? I've got my omelet, toast, coffee. Right now I'm doing the fat-free hazelnut creamer. I like the real thing. If I need to save calories, I'm gonna go fat-free, shave off a couple grams there by the end of the day. I do about 3 tablespoons for 16 ounces of coffee, I would say. I'm gonna skip meal 2, I'm gonna skip meal 3. I'll explain later, and then we're gonna cook basically dinner right now. Okay, so we're gonna start off by firing up the grill. We're gonna do grilled chicken, brown rice, and salad. Got the grill on high, so we'll let that preheat. So we're gonna start with just a package of chicken tenders, and this is about a pound. And very simple. I'm gonna put them in a bowl. Just gonna coat them with some seasoning, a little bit of olive oil so they don't stick on the grill. Just gonna do the whole thing. We're gonna eat some of it tonight, and what we don't eat will go in the fridge for later. A tablespoon of olive oil, which will, almost all of it will burn off while we're grilling anyway. We're using a little brown sugar barbecue rub. Use whatever you want. My favorite right now is a little bit of half of that, half a kicking chicken, and coat these guys. If you want to measure out your seasonings, especially things that have a higher sugar content, because that is calories, right? Salt is not calories, sugar is, and you can do that. If you want to not worry about it, because a lot of it burns off, it's up to you. But as we say, whatever you start with, you just want to keep doing, because if that's a variable that changes later, you want to account for that. Once those are all nicely coated, they're ready for the grill. Since these are so small and thin, it's basically fast and hot, so you get a nice sear on both sides, and shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Definitely want to start with a hot grill. So while the chicken is grilling, we start preparing the rice and the salad. Good, sharp chef's knife is imperative. Okay, we'll set breakfast aside here for now. Rice I've been using lately, very simple, is just brown rice from Trader Joe's, pre-measured frozen packs. You can go right from frozen, little puncture hole. 3 minutes till that's done. Now we're gonna make our salad. All right. You know, people talk about comfort food, whether it's grilled cheese, mac and cheese, all the other kinds of comfort foods. Seriously, a comfort food for me is this salad. It's probably something I make 6 days a week, and I have 5 very specific ingredients that I use as far as the veggies go. So I'll show you. I always start with romaine hearts. Usually it's about a half of a heart, so whether you take leaves off or only cut half of it, it's up to you. Very simple there. Watch your fingers. Okay. Whether you want to do a big cucumber, one of these Persian cucumbers where you can eat the skin. Now, I'm definitely no chef. I'm not even a line cook. I'm just good at what I've practiced. Watch a lot of Food Network, like all of us, right? That'll go in there. Ingredient number 2, some tomatoes, whether you want to go with half of a large vine-ripe tomato or little cherry tomatoes. If I'm using little cherry tomatoes, I do about 5 of them, cut in half, and little good tomato bites. I like a lot of color in my salad, so you'll see looks very fresh. Bell pepper, whether you want the little mini bells or you want to go with one large one. Probably about a quarter. Because carrot's really hard, I don't like big chunks and pieces of carrot. I like it to still stay somewhat soft, but it's just my preference. So shaving a carrot in here.
Rotate around.
So when I'm doing this salad with my daughter Marley, she likes to do a couple slices and then she hands it back to me. And when I get the end down to this tiny little carrot stick, I go, Marley, she's almost 5 next month. I go, here. And she goes, she loves her carrot. We call this chop chop when we do our salad together. She is really learning some serious knife skills. Yeah, we give the 5-year-old the knife. She'll take this sucker. Doing good so far. So there is my 5 different ingredients as far as the main ingredients for my salad. Staples for me. And then absolutely a must. Fresh basil. I generally take about 3 or 4 big leaves off of there. I have not had too much basil yet. I kind of can't get enough of it, but one of those plants goes a long way. You roll the basil so that you can get even slices there, and then sprinkle that in. Okay. Now my homemade salad dressing, super easy. I've never gotten sick of it yet. I love it. If I want variety from time to time, I will, but this is pretty much my go-to salad dressing. Not gonna do it now because I'm not eating this till tonight. It's the middle of the day, so I don't want it to get all wilted and soggy. So it's 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper to taste. And here's the secret, little granulated garlic powder in there. You mix all of that up and that is your salad. Salad dressing to order, basically 1 at a time. Very simple. Use the tablespoon. All right, our rice is done. Our chicken's ready to flip, so we're gonna get on out to the grill. Right, pretty good. 1. Move these pieces to the hotter part of the grill, right? Back down, probably 2 more minutes. Rice is ready to go. 1 pouch of brown rice. I like to pour this right into a Tupperware if I'm not going to eat the whole thing. Glass bowl, whatever you use. So I know that tonight I get 136 grams of rice, which is 1 serving. Go from ounces to grams there. I'm weighing this out so that I can be as accurate as possible. 136. And that leaves exactly 136 grams for tomorrow, if I want. We will grab our tongs once more. Chicken's ready to go. Grill marks, very important. There we go. Grill's off. I already know that I get 5 ounces of chicken tonight. Okay, grill marks, very important, right? We don't like that Food Network display. Eat with our eyes first. 5.2. No, that's not gonna work for me. I said 5, not 5.2. So, that guy off. As you can see, I not only made dinner for tonight, maybe for tomorrow, lunch for tomorrow, whenever I want to eat it. I don't eat the same thing every day, but if I want the same thing 2 days in a row, then I'll have it. So there is your dinner. Yes, along with my guilty pleasure, 1 Coke Zero per night. Tiny little mini can. Come at me, bro. So I got my salad, my chicken, my brown rice. Very simple, easy to prepare. And now we're gonna go right into my dessert before I go to bed. I always have to have dessert. The only thing I totally don't like is going to bed hungry. I'm usually a night owl, so I'm up several hours after my usual dinner. So to have something to look forward to right before I go to bed to keep me happy and keep me from binging on maybe some foods that I shouldn't have. So I'll show you exactly what that is. So the last meal of the day for me, meal number 5 usually, is going to be a combination of Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and some kind of fruit. Right now I'm on a blueberry kick. Also done like the mango fruit cup, diced peaches, whatever you want it to be. So very simple there. It's about a ½ cup's worth of fruit. Yes, you can measure that out if you want. Right now, because my calories are a little low, I get 50 grams of fat per day. I have switched to the fat-free cottage cheese and the fat-free Greek yogurt, but if calories allow, I like low-fat whole when I can. So today I get a ½ cup of each, which is 113 grams each, right? So we're gonna turn the scale back on again to see how close. 113 grams. Okay, and then same thing with the Greek yogurt. You can go plain if you want, or right now 200 carbohydrates allow for the flavored. So strawberry, this is where we get real specific. You know, if it's on the spoon, it'll be 226 grams by weight. So this just mixed together. I don't know, you could go with one or the other, but I just really like the texture of Greek yogurt and cottage cheese mixed. So that's pretty much that. My little dessert, sweet, creamy treat before I go to bed. High protein, slow digesting protein, right? The casein and dairy. All right, that's as much cooking as I do for the day on a daily basis. We're gonna check the time really quick. We did have to pause for a little, change over the battery, change the laundry. I had to pee, real life stuff. That was about 30 minutes of cooking total for the entire day. So if you imagine just 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, you know, a couple more minutes to grab some of the other things you need in the middle of the day, it really doesn't take a long time. I'm not a trained chef by any means, as you can see, very simple. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about meals 2 and 3. What I take with me in the middle of the day, being gone all day. So if you can imagine normal breakfast time, you know, anywhere between 7 and 9, depending on what's going on with my day. Normal dinner, anywhere from 6 to 8 p.m., depending on what the rest of my day looks like. So I'm gone all in the middle of the day from that point. So what I have, depending on when I train, I will do a little pre-workout here. Shout out to Citadel Nutrition, my sponsor. Pre-workout, it's gonna go in the gym bag. During workout, any kind of BCAAs you want, Extend, Amino Jet, but just basically something that tastes really good while you're training. Mango flavor, I like it. And then post-workout, this is where I guess you could call it a meal. I've got 1 scoop of protein powder. I've got 1 piece of fruit, whether it be a banana, an apple, an orange. Super simple, again, something I don't have to cook, doesn't need to be refrigerated. That goes in the gym bag with obviously the shaker cup. Then a few hours after I train, in the middle of the afternoon, very simple protein bar. I generally pick one that is higher in fiber, so maybe a normal serving of protein right around 20 grams or so. This has 12 grams, but it could be 1 bar, it could be a Quest bar. These taste like you're getting away with something super good. The Muscle Farm Combat Crunch. A lot of different really good flavors there, but very simple. So that'll go in there. I'll have that with a full shaker bottle of water. Drink a lot of water throughout the day. I don't really measure it right now, but I'd probably say it's about 1.5 gallons between my pre-workout, during workout, post-workout shake, water throughout the day. I start the day in the morning with a nice tall glass right when I wake up too. Getting plenty of water, staying hydrated all day. And then basically a couple hours after that protein bar, it is now 6 p.m. I'm headed home and I'm ready to make that. And then a couple hours after that, maybe 10 p.m., I'm ready to eat that. Kind of eating all throughout the day. Very simple, but I love it. I don't know if I love my breakfast more or my dinner more, or sometimes my bar more in the middle of the day. I feel like I can have a candy bar, but it all just kind of goes towards your daily total. So I know this might look like I'm meal prepping. By no means do I think that I have to have brown rice over white rice, or I need a veggie with every meal, or my bread has to be, you know, super high fiber. It's all just a matter of hitting your numbers by the end of the day, getting foods that you know agree with your system. So this is just kind of how my day has evolved. I could easily have this be to where instead of chicken, it's top sirloin steak. Instead of the brown rice, it's a red potato or a sweet potato in the amount that I need. Last night we had grilled salmon. Instead of the salad, we had zucchini and squash. And then we also had rice too. Could have been pasta, could have been quinoa, any other carb that I wanted. At dinner, it's pretty much some kind of good lean protein, good carbohydrate, good veggie or salad, and I love that. I love eating healthy. I love my bad food like anybody else, but I definitely prefer to eat healthy most of the time, on season and off season. So that is one thing I wanted to touch on, is if I'm saying that this is pretty much my diet year round, what my menu kind of looks like, how does it evolve? How does it change? Whether my calories are really high in more of an off season or a non-competitive season where I don't have a show coming up, I want to have a normal amount of body fat, I want to be happy. Well, I can still have pretty much a breakfast that looks just like this. Instead of 1 whole egg, it will slowly work up to maybe even 4 whole eggs, which is going to increase the amount of dietary fats. Maybe I put more cheese in there. I get 2 pieces of toast versus 1. I'm having regular butter on there, more jam. So just little variables like that, but it pretty much might look like I still get an omelet with toast, maybe oatmeal, bowls of cereal, bagel, you name it. How does my dinner evolve? Just more of what I'm having. It could be a fattier cut of beef. right? So maybe I'm doing a ribeye steak or a New York steak that's gonna be a higher fat content than, let's say, like a lean top sirloin. Maybe I'm having way more rice, or I'm having a whole potato and actually putting butter on it and all of that. Salmon, right? Higher calories, good fats, omegas. Yeah, how much olive oil goes in my salad. People don't realize that to increase my calories in the off season, that 1 tablespoon of olive oil is gonna go to 2 or 3 or even 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, when I have a big salad like that, really can't tell too much of a difference there, but my body can tell a difference. Whatever goes in has to be calculated. I'm being specific and having more calories from different things. Middle of the day, maybe I'm going with a higher calorie protein powder, like a weight gainer if I just want calories to be higher. Maybe I'm mixing in whole milk instead of water. Instead of 1 piece of fruit, I get 2, or I'm adding in a certain amount of almonds to that snack. So adding in nuts and things like that is going to increase calories, fats, but it's still basically a protein bar in the middle of the day for convenience while I'm at work, I'm in the office, in the gym. The protein shake and what I'm having along with that can be more or less depending on what my caloric needs are, but I no longer feel that I need to pack Tupperware meals with me to work and then have to reheat it or refrigerate it or eat it cold. It's just very simple to basically cook 2 specific meals per day, and I don't really have to cook that. I prepared that right before I went to bed, and then the shake in the bar in the middle of the day. It's just easy. It's super easy. A big part of this is convenience, but it's also enjoyable. Meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, and meal 5. And I cooked twice because I was actually at home. Home to cook breakfast, home to cook dinner, and that's it. So I hope my full day of in the kitchen helped. 30 minutes from start to finish, everything. If you have any questions, hit me up, DM, message, comment. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Tell me if you want more. We'll keep them coming, okay? So stay tuned for episode 5, and remember, together we march forth.